heathen.
Yeah, they like to do that.
Yes, heathen.
All the time.
Heathen. Yes, heathen. I think it it's like a heathen call that goes out.
That's like
Yeah.
So I know you guys seen the video where the baby was at Rolling Loud and he had his homophobic and ignorant rant and also talked about HIV and AIDS. I feel like we need to talk about this today because there's a lot of people talking about it, but here's my perspective, someone from the Bahamas, on this issue. But before we do that, I want to start this video off by reading this tweet. A homophobic, misogynistic rant sprinkled with disturbing HIV comment just so you can project some weak image of masculinity. And that is what this whole video is going to be about. It is focused on the baby, but it also talks about the sensitive masculinity that black men and people in general, black men and men in general have placed upon themselves and are upholding. But the thing is, that masculinity image is forced upon them by white people from the past, and they kept that same tradition and brought it forth into the future where it is now. But let's get to the video. I'll play the video for with the baby talking.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas,
lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this shit.
Yeah, keep it fucking real.
Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
Be pressure? What's the pressure? What be the pressure? What's the pressure?
Here is what he said after people have responded to him and lit his ass up on social media. I tell fans to put a cell phone light in the air. Y'all start a million-man march. I told y'all digested that wrong, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm impressed. Now show this same amount of support when a racist cop killed one of our black ass. You're not. Anybody who done ever being affected by AIDS, HIV, y'all got the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive, even though I have no intentions on offending anybody, so my apologies. But the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all, do you? Y'all business is y'all business. And for any brands, networks, or artists that like to profit off of black rappers' influence on the culture without understanding it or having the patience to deal with what comes with the position we play in our culture, keep your money next time. Us, N-word, humans too. Hashtag God bless.
Delete this. Delete this. Delete this.
To be smarter than that.
So of course, resident Shorty had to enter the chat. Tory Lanez, he said, when did rap get so politically correct that you can't speak your mind and have an opinion? Why the F was rap started? For us to speak our mind. Rappers will not always be right, and you don't have to agree, but they have a right to speak their mind. The saddest thing about Twitter is that people who get on here look for what's trending and support whatever they think people are supporting. Won't take the time to fact check, won't take the time to research nothing, but be the most opinionated tweeters, LMAO. Here is my opinion on Tory Lanez. You have an ongoing case about violence towards a woman, a black woman. You have no right, no way. You don't need to stay in this. You need to sit yourself out of this. I don't care if you're friends with the baby. You have enough on your plate that you have to deal with. You have to prove your innocence, not just to us, but to the courts. You have not done that yet. So on the people's court and the court in the States, you have to prove your way. So you don't need to put yourself in this because what you're doing and the baby, you are dumb for aligning yourself with him publicly. Y'all can be friends privately, but publicly, that is stupid because both of y'all have two horrible records right now. And y'all are just aligning yourself and bringing shit on shit does not make flowers. And y'all are so stupid. And this whole statement on both ends is stupid. But Tory Lanez, you do not need to say nothing. Because apparently Meg's team are also reporting or talking to the courts because they feel like you have violated an agreement where you're not supposed to be within 100 feet or in the same event as her. And apparently, she was still backstage when the baby snuck you on the stage. So we'll see what goes on with that.
Oh well, all you can do is laugh.
I want to read some responses that fans had to say about what the baby said. This fan said, and this is a bar by the way, you want to talk about supporting black people, but you physically assaulted a black woman and traumatized another one by bringing her abuser on stage when the song played. Cut the crap. Another person said, why are you bringing up police brutality to deflect? Very strange. There are hundreds of thousands of people fighting for black people's lives every day, helping and doing more than you will ever do. And finally, this one is directed more to what Tory said, and I want to bring this up. Being one of the first generations to acknowledge generational trauma is quite a trip, LOL. The trippiest part is the fact that a lot of grown adults think that they understand more than what we do because they have lived it. When in reality, their life experiences and lessons, propaganda, they were taught are what put them in the state of delusion in the first place, LOL. I want to end off the response on that. And I tie it to what the baby said and also to what Tory said. Because everyone in the comedy world and in hip-hop have this image that we have become too sensitive. When it's not about being sensitive, but at the end of the day, the thing that people are not understanding is that the times y'all are talking about, there were no social media, there were no media platforms outside of radio shows. Now everyone is able to have an opinion, and the marginalized communities that y'all abused in the past now have voices, they now have power, they're now in places where we can defend ourselves. And y'all don't like that. The racists don't like that. And then ignorant black men don't like that. Ignorant black people don't like that. Homophobic people don't like that. And let's address homophobia. Homophobia is not only the fear. You don't use the last part of phobia, as the defining meaning of what that word phrase is. Homophobia is the fear or dislike or disdain or distaste for the sexuality of homosexuality. That's what homophobia means. It is not only the fear. So people are being ignorant and saying, oh, I'm not afraid of you because you get... No, that's not what homophobia means. Homophobia talks about you disliking your irrational hate for that person. And let's also talk about the homophobic men. Majority of them are actually DL people. And they don't want to talk about it. Always look at the people, specifically the men, who are the loudest to speak up against it. They're usually the ones who have the most to hide behind the scenes, and they wish they could live loud and proud like Lil Nas X, and we can bring that up. Because I purposely put an image of Lil Nas X and DaBaby and Dua Boosie, or Lil Boosie, or whatever his name is, as the header, the picture, the thumbnail for this video, because they are the ones who are in the spotlight right now, who are homophobic openly, and are fine with that, the image that is tied to that. Well, good, you can be homophobic, but we're going to snatch that platform away from you. And that's what you need to understand. You can have freedom of choice, freedom of speech, all of that, but freedom of speech does not equal freedom of consequences. You're going to earn those consequences that you reap by those words. You can be an NZ, you can be a racist, you can be a homophobe, you can be all that, but you will receive the punishment, you will receive the criticism that all of them receive.